Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. The webinar will start soon. Please don't go anywhere and don't forget to share our webinar today with your friends. Thank you. Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Before we start our webinar today, here's an announcement. Please pay attention. First, the audience must make sure your microphone stays muted throughout the webinar to avoid any distraction. Second, then the audience will also ask to remain in the webinar until the end. And last, after the sharing session with the guests, there will be a Q&A session. If the audience have any question about our topic, feel free to unmute your microphone if you're able to do so, or type it on the chat box. All cooperation from all of you are appreciated. Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day everyone. Thank you for spending your time today attending our webinar. My name is FARAHANIM, the host for our webinar today. Our topic for today is challenges that Malaysia film production face in this new era. Are you guys excited for our topic? Okay, good. Now, without further ado, let me introduce the guest for our webinar today. Our guest today is a very talented person, Mrs. Zurina Muhammad Ramli. She is a co-founder for Independent Pictures in Berhad and also a producer for a lot of masterpieces such as TV series One Sentif, She Was Pretty Malaysian version, and a lot more. Please welcome Mrs. Zurina Muhammad Ramli. Mrs. Zurina, if you are with us now, can you open your mic? Please open your... Yes,
Is it not open
there it
yet?
is. Yes, I'm able to see you. Hello, Assalamualaikum, Mrs. Zurina. How are you
Assalamualaikum.
today?
I'm good, thank you. Sorry,
So
it's going to
thank
be a
you
bit
for
noisy here, yeah?
It's okay. Thank you for spending your time with us today. Thank you so much. Okay, before we start our sharing session, please say something to our participant that attending our webinar today, Mrs. Zurina.
Okay. Oh, say something. Hi, Assalamualaikum. Saya Zurina. Do I speak in English or do I speak in Bahasa?
We will do
Both language.
bilingual.
Okay.
Yes.
Assalamualaikum. Saya Zurina daripada Independent Pictures. I'm a producer, production manager. I've been in the industry dah lama. Okay, we'll find out when you ask me more questions.
Okay, thank you for the welcoming word, Mrs. Zurina. Okay, let's start our sharing session without wasting any more time. We have a few questions prepared for you, Mrs. Zurina, here. So the first question will be, I think because of you been in this industry for so long, what are the main challenges faced by your production team in the current times?
I think always the biggest challenge is having enough budget to produce something. Whether because I started my background, I first started in production doing commercials, and then I moved into the long form later on. So the problem that we always face is not having enough budget. So,
Okay.
you know, the clients might think that they are spending a lot of money, but what they forget is what the requirements are untuk sesebuah projek, ya. So kadang-kadang diorang rasa diorang dah bagi kita, katakan diorang budget diorang 500,000, you know, tapi bila kita dapat whether drama ke, iklan ke, dia punya requirement, kehendak cerita tu melebihi budget yang dia ada. So the challenge untuk production is macam mana kita nak sampaikan cerita yang diberi untuk kita produce dengan budget yang ada. So I would say, you know, always from day one to now, our challenge as a production company, for me as a producer, is always trying to meet the budget.
Okay, I understand because setengah klien dia orang punya target ataupun diorang punya impian untuk capai tu tinggi, tapi bajet yang diorang berikan itu tidak mencukupi, betul tak?
Ya, ya. Pasal
Ah.
diorang rasa kalau katakan for example diorang kasih 1 juta ataupun 800,000 ataupun
Hmm.
4 juta lah katakan tapi kalau cerita tu memerlukan location yang besar, uh, equipment yang banyak, untuk nak buat lighting ataupun tenaga kerja, pelakon-pelakon yang mungkin yang grade A, yang lebih mahal daripada yang biasa.
Yes.
Jadi benda tu semua bila you tambah, you add up the numbers, you find that it's not a lot of money.
Hmm.
So
Yes.
yeah, that's always, to me, that's always the challenge. I think for you all also macam students pun, if you do your student project, I think your
Yes.
budget is next to nothing. So you end up having to, call people for sponsors, ask for
Yeah.
family, mak bapak, pinjam duit ke, pinjam rumah ke, and all that, So um the problem is global lah. Semua orang, we all face the same problem.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think we as a student also can relate to that because we have like me, I'm a broadcasting student, which we have to make a lot of video making, and if we want to do like a great video, we have to use uh, amazing technology like teknologi yang paling macam kamera pun mesti kena bagus.
Yeah.
Tapi masalahnya kamera tu pun as a student as well, kita orang bukannya ada duit
Betul.
untuk beli kamera yang bagus. That's why yang
Betul.
setengah student ada yang pakai telefon sahaja,
Yeah.
pakai smartphone, macam tu.
But you have to remember also, macam zaman sekarang ni, ya, you said kita ada handphone, and then handphone pun macam-macam jenis kan.
Yes.
Also, I think at the end of the day is how resourceful you are. You kena guna kebijaksanaan. You tak bermaksud katakan kalau kamera tu canggih, gambar akan keluar canggih. Pada Kak Zu, your lighting plays a big role in making your pictures look good. How you handle your camera moves and all that, itu pun memainkan peranan yang besar supaya gambar you nampak cantik. I mean, ada je kita tengok produk-produk yang shoot dengan iPhone that looks really good, because yang orang yang guna phone tu, dia pandai main dengan lighting exposure yang ada dalam phone lah. Of course, dia tak adalah hebat macam kita shoot pakai, Alexa ke, red cam ke apa ke. But it's still boleh diterima. So, there is, itulah kata-kata kita, there is a lot of options that we can go for. It's how you work with the options. And you kena faham equipment yang you pakai.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Boleh dipanggil Kak Zu kan? Kak Zu
Boleh. Yes, saya dah biasa semua orang daripada anak-anak sampai orang tua semua panggil saya Kak Zu. So, I bahasa diri saya Kak Zu lah.
Okay. So, Fatih pun bahasakan diri as Kak Zu lah. Macam tu.
Boleh.
Okay. My second question, Kak Zu. How does your production team cope with tight schedules and time pressure? I'm sure that you have been through a tight schedule and also time pressure made by the client kan? How do you cope with that?
Macam mana? We always, for me, when we start a production, it's all about the planning. Kita akan ada, katakan kita ada dalam 30 hari untuk siapkan satu show. Dan dalam 30 hari tu, saya akan mungkin allow untuk production team saya dalam 8 minggu. 6 minggu ke 8 minggu untuk pre-production. Okay? So dalam pre-production ni kita kena tahu apa yang kita nak prepare. Which means kalau kita buat drama ke, kita buat filem ke, kita dah kena ada skrip dia. Kalau tak skrip yang complete, yang final, kita dah ada skrip yang kita boleh bekerja. Working script, I would say. Which means kita dah tahu apa keperluan untuk cerita kita. Okay, so dalam masa kita punya pre-production tu, yang paling penting kita dah tahu apa yang kita perlukan dan kita ada orang-orang yang kita rasa sesuai untuk menjalankan projek kita. So usually kalau masa pre-production kat Zoo, my team usually consists of a production manager. I usually come in as a producer or executive producer on the show, but I also line the show as a line producer. And I've got a production manager, a production coordinator, I've got location managers, I've got casting directors, and then you've got your costume, HOD makeup, so a department, you know, a director. So you have to have all this, to me, you have to have all this in place. Dan setiap yang ada ni akan, dia kena tahu menjalankan tugas yang kita perlu dia jalankan. Okay, they have to know their work. But what is important is with the director, you sit down and you go through the script and to see what is needed from the script. Okay, so you break down, you know, kita akan ada proses, kita break down the script, kita tengok okay, berapa banyak location kita perlukan. Costume kita nak, you know, look macam mana, kita nak yang modern ke, kita nak yang kita panggil apa tu yang you know, yang tahun 80-an, 90-an, you know, all the different looks. And then makeup pun kita kena set what kind of makeup kita nak, you know, whether natural ke, over the top ke, you know, for each of the cast. Then obviously we've got the casting department yang selalunya saya akan suruh diorang start kerja sebelum saya start prep pun. Kalau saya dah tahu job tu akan happen, saya akan dah start merisik dah. Because especially kalau kita buat long form, ya, drama ataupun film, pelakon-pelakon kita dekat Malaysia especially is berapa kerat je. Jadi, and there's so many shows yang running at the same time. So, you know, kita orang selalu mengebut, you know, to get the pelakon yang kita nak, dengan harga yang kita, budget yang kita ada and all that. So, benda-benda tu, the pre-production to me is very important. And kadang-kadang bila kita kata, oh, we got 8 weeks, got 6 weeks, we think it's a lot of time. But it's actually not a lot of time because things don't work out the way we want to work out all the time. Yes. You know, it's not like you keluar, you tengok location, you terus dapat. Kadang-kadang location you rasa sesuai, budget tak boleh, you know, kita tak mampu nak bayar the location. So you kena cari benda lain, tempat lain. You know, same goes for katakan wardrobe ke, you know, wardrobe pun kadang-kadang kita kata okay lah, kita tempah kita beli kat Shopee ke, you know, murah sikit, you know. But Shopee pun kadang-kadang you kena bagi masa untuk benda tu nak deliver kat sini. And then kalau deliver kadang-kadang benda salah, you know. So benda-benda tu yang sepatutnya tak ada tight schedule akan menjadi tight schedule. You know, so and then bila you dah prepare pun, you go into shoot, you know. Kadang-kadang the biggest problem we have, like today I'm shooting ni, pagi ni hujan. Tapi nasib baik scene ni kalau hujan ke panas ke, pasal kita tak ada konti untuk scene lain, we can still proceed. Tapi kita kena, tim saya kena bekerja keras lah pasal hujan kan, semua nak kena, equipment semua nak kena cover dengan payung, dengan plastik and all that. So there's always a tight schedule because kadang-kadang untuk, you know, when you do a drama ke apa, you bukan you shoot 1-2 scene satu hari. Kadang-kadang 10 scene, kadang-kadang sampai 12 scene kita shoot. So, and then kita kat Zoo punya ruling sebanyak yang seboleh yang kita boleh lah, seboleh yang kita boleh lah ya. We try and work 12-hour day. So saya kalau boleh tak nak tim saya kerja daripada, you know, shooting more than 12-hour day. Tapi kadang-kadang ada juga hari kita terbabas like, you know, 14 hour ke. Tapi kita akan make sure the next day kita akan call time a bit later so budak-budak semua dapat enough rest. But when you work on production, kadang-kadang rest day kita orang still bekerja juga because kita nak kena prepare untuk the next day punya benda ya. So that is the pressure that everybody on production faces, is because like we want to make the day, we want to complete the scene, because if you don't complete the scene and you bring it to another day, it all adds up to the budget.
Okay.
Okay, because kita dah allocate kata kita nak guna location ni untuk satu hari saja. Tapi bila kita tak complete scene tu, kita nak datang balik, kita kena tarik time daripada shoot yang lain dan kita kena cari budget untuk balik ke location yang sama, and then mungkin kita punya cast, pelakon-pelakon kita pun kita kena tambah bayar and all that. So those are the things that you have to face, and those are the things that happens quite often, sometimes on shoot. Weather kita tak boleh nak nak agak. Kalau dia nak hujan, dia hujan lah, kita reda je lah nak buat macam mana.
So it's all about planning actually, because I think
It is.
sebab kalau bagi saya sendiri, I think planning and also have to kena ada backup plan. Okay, kalau
Yes.
contoh lah location ni tak boleh nak pakai, okay, kita carilah location lain yang kita boleh pakai. Macam tu. Kalau boleh dalam satu hari tu completekan scene yang maksudnya
Penting.
yang tak perlu makan masa macam tu.
Yes. Dia selalunya macam kalau kita shoot satu scene tu, selalu kita akan bila the first shot tu kita akan do the widest shot. Okay, the biggest setup. Jadi kita lepas tu kita akan pergi lebih dekat, so it's tighter. So jadi kalau kita miss out kata dua shot ke dua scene ke apa, kita tak dapat buat dua shot, kita tak dapat buat ke apa tu, mungkin kita boleh cheat kat tempat lain. Pasal background dia kita tak payah nampak sangat. So benda-benda macam tu selalu saya punya macam AD department and all that, dia orang akan ambil kira benda-benda macam gitu. Dan kalau kata kita kena carry forward satu scene yang satu shot ke satu scene yang tak lengkap ke apa ke, then kita akan negotiate lah dengan director. Kita, this location is outdoor, you don't buka too big, we just do this shot like that. Kalau dia okay lah.
Okay.
So kena negotiate jugalah.
So thank you Kak Zu. I think for the next question, mungkin related dengan the previous question, are there any difficulties in finding suitable filming location based on the script, right? And how does your team handle it?
Okay, selalunya we always have problems. Not actually finding the location, is getting the location, because one biggest problem is locations are not cheap in Malaysia. Every location has a price to it, and you some locations charge you like 20,000, 10,000, a day. So what you do is, and for me, for my shows, I tekankan kepada my locations. If you watch my show, my locations are, I think, something that not a lot of other people have used the location. So apa yang Kak Zu suka,
Nenek Pokok Tiga.
macam nenek, okay, for example, if you tengok Nenek Pokok Tiga, rumah nenek tu sebenarnya kita orang shoot dekat Taman Botani, Shah Alam.
Oh, okay.
Dan rumah tu kalau you pergi ke Taman Botani sekarang ni, you pergi masuk dekat apa nama, tak ingat nama tempat tu, tapi dia kat rumah, dia bukan rumah pun, dia macam dia ada dewan, dan tempat tu sebenarnya quite open. So what we did is, because kita shoot dekat location tu dalam 3 minggu, so daripada kita orang nak masuk studio ke apa dia, kita choose to shoot dekat location tu, dan kita bina set kita ke atas location yang ada.
Okay.
Jadi kita buat dinding, kita isi dengan furniture kita letak carpet, kita we bikin balik that whole place, because kita nak pakai tempat tu untuk 3 minggu. So kalau you cari balik tempat tu, memang you tak jumpa. Kalau you tengok cerita She Was Pretty tu, sama juga. Kalau you tengok Office The Most tu, it's actually an empty lot dekat KL East, KL West, and kita orang bina set dekat dalam tu, dan kita dress it up to make it look like the Most punya office. So that's how I handle kita punya location. Dan selalunya kita akan cari location yang kita boleh pakai untuk multiple sets.
Okay.
Multiple sets maknanya katakan dalam rumah, daripada saya pergi satu rumah, cari bilik lain. Kadang-kadang rumah tu kalau dia cukup besar, mungkin main set saya kat dalam tu. Dan kalau saya perlukan office tu, saya cari kat bilik lain ke. Jadi kita banyak kita mengelak macam itu, tapi kita spend money on set dressing dengan a bit of set bill. Ya,
Faham.
so
So jadi dia jimat masa, jimat
jimat masa.
duit juga.
Jimat duit tu kadang-kadang tak tahulah, tapi jimat masa. Jadi kita tak payah nak travel banyak sangat. Tapi
Okay.
macam sekarang cerita yang kita buat ni, ada juga yang kita dekat satu lokasi untuk masa yang lama. Tapi untuk cerita yang kita orang tengah buat sekarang, kita tengah shooting W2 Worlds, adaptation daripada Korea juga. Dan itu perlukan banyak individual location. So kita orang banyak move. Kadang-kadang satu hari tu kita sampai 3 kali kita orang move location and what not. And pasal untuk cerita ni, director ni nak look yang lain sikit daripada cerita original dia. So itu yang jadi kita orang banyak nak mencari location-location yang kita rasa tak biasa orang tengok, ataupun daripada angle yang orang tak biasa tengok. So hopefully it worked lah, because we've got so many different locations untuk show yang kita orang tengah shooting sekarang ni. So
Because I'm curious.
Apa dia?
I'm curious because W ni macam kalau Fatin yang pernah tengok dekat yang Korean version tu, dia perbezaan masa. I mean like dia perbezaan dimensi. So Fatin macam curious juga, macam mana Malaysia nak adapt that perbezaan dimensi tu daripada segi location. Sebab kan location berbeza-beza macam tu.
Ya. Tapi kalau you tengok cerita Korea tu, dia perbezaan dimensi dia tu kita tak nampak. Kita cuma tahu dia ada di dalam W ataupun di dalam real world, pasal karakter yang ada dalam cerita tu.
Okay.
Betul tak? Dia tak ada look yang lain, dia tak ada. So untuk yang kita punya Malaysia punya ni, kita cuba nak buat sedikit perbezaan. So nanti you tengoklah, nanti you nampak perbezaan dia ke tidak.
Tengok. Semua tengok. Semua yang datang hari ni boleh tengok W.
InsyaAllah bulan 11 ni dia keluar, ujung bulan 11.
Tengah syuting lah. Ni pun Kak Zul sekarang ni tengah syuting. Sanggup datang ke webinar kita. Gitu. Okay, thank you Kak Zul for that answer. For the next question kan, macam kita dah cerita pasal W, kita dah cerita pasal She Was Pretty, kita dah cerita pasal Nenek Bokok 3. Ada key actor, key roles dalam setiap drama-drama tu kan. What is the challenges faced in finding and selecting the right actor for the key roles?
I think kita selalu kena tengok karakter tu sendiri, apa yang kita perlukan daripada karakter tu. Dan lepas tu kita ada list, my casting director dan kita director, saya dengan pihak producer yang keluarkan funding kita akan come up with a list of potential actors. Dan kita daripada situ kita akan merisik, tengok in terms of budget, tengok in terms of their availability, tengok kalau semua seiringan, dan kita dapatlah kehendak yang kita. Dan alhamdulillah so far, most of the time we have got the right cast untuk karakter-karakter kita dalam cerita yang kita produce so far. So selalunya itulah, it's the budget, it's whether their timing is okay to fit with our timing, and also whether all the parties are happy with it. Kadang-kadang tu adalah satu kali tu kita adalah kena compromise, but kalau kita rasa ada kekurangan, then kita make sure they go through, we always have a acting class untuk pelakon-pelakon kita, especially pelakon-pelakon yang muda, just to get them to familiarize with the character and what not. And selalunya kita juga adakan script reading session dengan cast kita. Once kita dah lock cast, kita ada script reading session where the cast attends, director attends, the script writers will attend dengan sama ada view atau astro, dan kita akan sama-sama make sure they understand diorang punya character.
Okay,
Ya.
Kak Su pernah jadi tak kita, sebab rasanya Fatih tengok benda ni pun dekat industri luar negara. Pernah tak kita dah script reading, kita dah script reading dah semua, aktor kita dah lock dah apa semua. Tapi aktor tu tarik diri ataupun something happen to her atau him, like skandal ke apa ke, untuk
Hmm.
maksudnya pelakon tu tak boleh nak ada dalam projek tu dah. Pernah tak jadi
Projek
macam
kita.
tu Kak Zu?
Alhamdulillah, saya rasa tak pernah lagi untuk projek saya. Tetapi kadang-kadang ada jugalah yang bila kita dah lock, kita dah ada schedule kita semua,
Hmm.
adalah orang yang tanya, "Oh, ni tak punya macam mana?" So
Hmm.
teknikal yang lagi ganti orang. Ni orang semua dah kerja ni. So kalau saya nak ambil orang baru, kita kena start daripada A. Kalau saya pakai orang sama, kita mungkin kena bayar lebih. Okay? And then kalau kita nak cari cast baru pula, macam mana, secepat mana kita boleh dapat? Siapa yang kita rasa boleh menggantikan orang ni? So kita kena tengok how bad the situation is. Kalau katakan orang tu accident ke, tak simpang lah ya. Kalau katakan accident dia sakit ke, kita kena push untuk seminggu ke, yang itu saya boleh cakap dengan budak-budak. Pasal itu kita punya belas ihsan kita lah, ihsan kita kan. Tapi setakat kalau kata producer suka-suka je, ada skandal, oh tak nak lah, tak nak pakai dia ni lah. Then if you want to take that route, then you have to bear the repercussions lah, whether you nak bear the repercussions ke tidak. I can still talk to my team, maybe kita boleh negotiate and all that, but to me, this is to stop producers from just suka-suka kalau ada skandal sikit, kadang-kadang bukan besar pun. And then kadang-kadang pun bukannya katakan cast ni tak ada skandal ke apa sebelum ni, ada ada je setiap kali ada, mesti ada, mesti ada, setiap cast tu mesti ada yang one or two bad days lah, yang
Yes.
ada benda yang tak elok keluar ke apa ke. So kalau funder nak sensitif ke benda ni, then susah lah. So they have to take the repercussions that dia tak boleh nak tukar, aku tak nak pakai dia ni. How you dah lock, you dah agree, kita dah katakan kita dah make payment ke apa ke, you have to bear the repercussions. So from there we negotiate.
Okay. Faham? So like Kak Zu kata sebelum ni, producer yang akan cari aktor yang sesuai dengan each character tu kan. Ada tak daripada segi audition, means like the actor will come to the production and audition untuk role tu. Ada tak maksudnya ways macam tu?
Yang diorang datang sendiri.
Yang diorang, maksudnya kalau contoh production team buat, contoh diorang buat audition lah, set up satu audition untuk satu projek ni. Aktor datang untuk audition untuk roles tu. Pernah ada tak macam tu?
Dia tengok kalau katakan untuk main role selalu kita dah ada in our head. Dan selalu untuk main role kita tak akan suruh datang.
Okay.
Cuma untuk supporting ke mungkin kita akan suruh datang. Tapi selalu kita give respect lah juga kalau katakan pelakon-pelakon yang dah senior, yang dah experience ataupun yang kita betul-betul kita nak. Kita selalu tak perlukan untuk diorang datang casting. Tapi kadang-kadang ada juga yang especially kalau pelakon muda yang kita rasa yang ada potential tapi kita tak tampak banyak sangat lakonan dia dan kita nak tengok, kita tanya elok-elok, sanggup tak datang? So, and kadang-kadang they will come.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I've had some like senior actors also for a role that we wanted. So I called some senior ones and they actually came because we said it's susah for us because you tak pernah berlakon watak macam gini. Do you mind coming? And they actually came.
Respect for actors
Yeah.
and actors.
Yeah.
veteran
Yeah.
actress,
Yeah.
actor
Yeah.
dekat Malaysia.
Yeah.
Macam tu. Faham? Okay. Thank you Kak Zul. Next, okay, how does your production team deal with logistical issue such as transportation and required equipment?
What do you mean logistical issues?
I mean like kalau contoh transport, okay, transport tiba-tiba rosak ke tak ada transport. Contohlah kita nak pergi kawasan pendalaman ni, nak shooting ni, tapi transportation tak ada ke, pancit
Okay.
ke apa macam tu lah, masalah-masalah macam
Okay,
tu.
selalunya kita itu yang pre-production banyak penting ya. So masa pre-production tu kita ada session where we go for recce, initial recce, kita tengok-tengok location kita mana yang akan sesuai. Dan bila kita dah suka location tu, kita akan we do this technical recce we call it, where you know we lock down our angles, you know what we want for our department. Jadi semua department tahu apa requirement kita. Dan sekaligus bila kita buat tu juga, saya punya team akan tengokkan whether kita punya nak jalan nak masuk ke location kita ni, lori berapa banyak boleh masuk, parking dekat mana, you know berapa biji lori boleh masuk. So benda-benda tu kita dah plan, tapi kadang-kadang I mean accident happens lah, shit happens as well. So ada, kalau katakan ada breakdown ke apa ke, kita ada transport van ke apa ke. So selalunya you know we will utilize those things to move the small equipments and all that dulu ke location supaya kita punya perjalanan penggambaran kita tak diganggu.
Faham?
Yeah.
So apa yang penting
So
sekali kalau siapa-siapa lepas ni nak buat drama ke apa ke, macam nak shoot video ke, recce tu penting dulu.
ya,
Recce.
penting. Dia pergi recce tu bukan cuma pergi tengok location aja. You pergi tengok location yang sekeliling you juga, whether you punya lori boleh masuk, mana tempat you nak salin baju, mana toilet you. Sekarang you, kalau you ada, macam saya sekarang ni, saya ada dalam 60-80 orang on set dengan saya. Kalau saya tak ada tempat, ada orang nak pergi toilet, ngamuk jugalah ramai-ramai ni. So kita kena cari tempat, you know, kena ada tempat yang diorang boleh pergi toilet, ataupun kita sediakan shuttle untuk bawa diorang ke toilet yang kita dah identify, you know, paling dekat ke apa ke. So benda tu kita nak kena senangkan kerja diorang supaya kerja kita akan berjalan dengan lancar.
Faham? Happy workers, happy ni.
That's what we hope.
Surrounding lah.
Yeah.
Okay, next, Kak Zul.
Yeah.
Have technological advancement and digital development brought about new challenges in film or TV production? How does your team overcome them?
Well, they all try and get as many new technology into the set lah as possible. Well, the thing is the TV has gotten smaller, flatter, tak berapa berat. Camera has gotten smaller, but you know, it's still as powerful or even more powerful than the big film cameras that we used to shoot with. So I would say it's a good thing for us. We got no complaints. And because teknologi ni, cuma kadang-kadang teknologi ni setiap 2-3 bulan ada benda baru keluar. So Kak Zu punya policy, I don't buy equipment. I just rent the equipment. So because I beli, nanti lagi 2 bulan I kena beli benda lain. So you know, that way with I just renting the equipment, I get whatever the latest yang my technical team nak pakai ke apa ke, I get from it. But you know what it does is, dulu kalau kita nak shoot, nak pakai lampu yang powerful, lampu tu it's not just powerful, it's also besar. You know, you carry your 6K, your 12K and all that, dengan balas dia punya lah berat, you need 3-4 orang nak mengangkat benda Allah ni semua. Tapi sekarang ni lampu yang besar-besar pun actually seorang pun boleh pakai, boleh set up. You know, so it makes it more efficient lah, laju sikit lah kita kerja, tak payahlah nak menunggu, nak mengangkut barang dengan lori, nak kena tambah lagi, nak letak lampu banyak-banyak and all that. So I got no complaints about the technological advancement, but nak keep up dengan what is available tu memang pening kepala lah. Tapi Kak Zu dah tua lah, so bagi yang muda-muda ni figure it out, then I just tell them whether we can afford it or not lah.
Okay.
Yeah, but
Okay,
honestly it's
Kak.
not that expensive because you know yang sewakan barang ni pun tahu benda ni akan sentiasa evolve. You know, akan sentiasa ada benda baru, ada benda baru, ada benda baru. So, you know, dia nak jalankan you know, secepat mungkin barang-barang yang dia ada untuk nak sewa ni. So, it's a win-win situation I think for both parties, yang sewakan barang dengan orang yang menyewa barang.
I think for the technological pun dia makin advance, benda tu makin mahal
Yeah.
teknologi tu. Sebab hari tu pun pernah lah sekali ada satu company macam company media ni datang ke universiti kami and then dia tunjuk equipment dia semua. And then bila kita orang tanya total dia berapa, dalam juta jugalah. So, kita orang cakap oh sebab dia punya dengan dolinya, dengan apa kita orang belajar MCP kan, dengan switcher ni apa semua macam tu, the total will be, I don't remember, I think it's in million lah.
Yeah, it is expensive. That one is for if dekat MCP tu dia multiple camera setup, you know, so you have at least the very least is 3 cameras, and then you have your switching punya tempat kan, you have all the connections and all that nak buat untuk switching and all that, so that's a major setup. You know, but that one is usually used for like indoor, even outdoor lah, tapi you know that's more for TV work and whatnot. Yeah. Dekat sana UM ada studio untuk student, as in mock-up
Ada
studio with multiple.
ada tapi bukan
Ada.
untuk student lah. Ini like it's called Unifilm. So everything that come like macam apa, dia membual dengan accessory ke apa semua ke macam tu, berita ke apa semua through Unifilm lah. And kami pun pernah buat satu program TV show dengan Unifilm tu by using MCP. And kita orang ni
MCP.
macam sebab kita orang ni pun masuk pun semua online kan. Terkejut juga nak pakai teknologi tu semua macam tu.
So you all have a MCP setup dekat your dekat uni you all.
Ada.
Very good. Okay.
Okay. Next question. Okay. How does your production team address financial challenges and seek funding sources for new project? I think we can like relate it with post-COVID. Kan COVID kita dengan kita punya ekonomi jatuh apa semua. Lepas tu kita nak bangun, kita nak bangkit balik daripada COVID punya tu dengan duit tak ada apa semua. How does your production team come up with to face the financial challenges?
Okay, the lucky thing is kalau I buat shows for Astro ke, untuk View ke, they fund the projects. So they will pay me the milestone according to milestone. So the money does come in at a certain milestone. Okay, but kadang-kadang you kena ikut milestone, kadang-kadang funding mungkin tak cukup. So in my case, again lah, you know, because kita masa COVID hari tu kan, the industry was shut down, completely shut down. We hardly could function. And sadly, we were the last that was allowed to open. In all the industry dalam you know, in this world, the entertainment industry was the last to be allowed to work. And it, you know, bila kita, like I said lah, bila kita buat production, you kata hari ni boleh start kerja, bukan besok je dah boleh kerja dah pun. You say you kena pre-pro, you kena prep, kan? You nak kena cari project, you nak kena prep and all that. So there was a lot of, I mean, financially it was very difficult for not just me, I think for a lot of people, because usually bila kita nak start production, kita kena ada some working capital lah. But because of the COVID 2 years, you know, all the fundings were just gone lah, you know, just to survive. Okay, so what I've done is, in terms of trying to help getting funding, is there is My Creative Venture, and they give out loans per project. So they have helped me out a lot from all my projects. I've applied for a loan from them. So if you ask me, that's where I get my additional fundings to help me with my shows. So it requires a lot of people always complain lah, banyak paperwork. But I said,
Betul.
they can't be too easy nak bagi duit kat orang kan. Nak pinjam duit pun kena tahu dah kita punya background kan. So they require quite a substantial amount of paperwork. But my paperwork are usually in place, so it's not that difficult for me to provide all the paperwork. So that's something that's ongoing with them. I apply it for practically all the projects that I work with, and obviously whatever my own funding ke kalau ada ke, we'll just have to figure it out lah.
Okay. Sebab as a student memanglah kami bukannya ada duit pun kan, nak cari capital untuk hasilkan nak buat assignment dalam bentuk video, nak pastikan video tu pakai maksudnya in good quality, it took a lot of money. Lagi-lagi macam memang tak ada langsung duit nak makan pun macam payah macam tu kan.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering macam mana nanti kita orang dekat luar nanti,
I
how does
think
we in industry.
the thing is I think you all have to be resourceful. Obviously you all want to work in production in this line lah, whether it's production ke, in publication ke, I don't know, broadcasting ke apa ke, but I think the most important is for you to know who could you be your would-be supplier, your would-be place to go to nak untuk cari kerja ataupun untuk meminta bantuan. I mean, I receive a lot of macam inilah messages from university students and all that asking me, like kadang-kadang dia orang nak buat short film, can you contribute, what can you contribute, that kind of thing. So kalau Kak Zu kata, like if I can afford it, I will help out, like, but if you ask me like, this, like today you asked me whether I can sit in for the session, it doesn't take up much of my time. I don't mind doing it. So you all have to be resourceful. You have to find out like, kalau kata you all nak buat student projects, who should you approach? You approach lah, cari macam rental houses. All the little tempat-tempat yang sewakan equipment. Just have a relationship. University should have a relationship with them, because the other thing is they could also provide you with, places for your students to do internship, or you can also have a database of available post-production houses, database of production houses, so all this, you just have a database, then you just keep bugging us lah, just, like, we need help, when kacau je lah, that's a good start for you all to learn production, because kita orang production ni very persuasive. We never take no for an answer. If you say no, we'll find a different way to ask you the question, until we get a yes. So, you should start from now that you all are students, start trying to be persuasive, trying to be pushy and all that, because it gets you where you want to be. It gets you what you want at the end of the day.
It's really helpful, because like most of us today that come to like our webinar today is a final sem student, like me also.
I'm looking.
I'm also a final.
We're looking for.
And then we are looking for internship.
Yeah, we're looking for interns at the moment. I've got another show, inshallah, running bulan. Well, we already started prep. We're shooting in end of July. So we've got, I think dah dua orang I think have applied, or more, I don't know. But I think we've got 1 or 2 more spaces. So kalau nak, let me know. I'll connect you to my production manager.
Okay, write down everyone.
Yeah.
Boleh pergi dekat IG Kak Zu untuk apply internship.
Yeah, boleh.
Okay, so next, okay, have there been any changes in faced by production team compared to few years ago? What factors contribute to these changes?
Nothing lah. Every time still problem also. But I guess the thing is, it's the post-COVID. I think people are just more sensitive to, everything is still the same. production still runs the same. We still try and be as efficient as we can. But I think post-COVID, we just a bit more sensitive. Kalau orang bersin ke, kita pandang 2 kali. Orang tak sihat, kita risau. Kita tak sihat pun kita risau. So, we try and keep people healthy, go around minum air, bagi vitamin C. So those are the little things. But major challenges, I guess, it's sometimes, location pun a bit berat sikit nak senang-senang bagi kita shoot kan. Takut kita bawa penyakit ke apa ke, because ramai sangat orang akan masuk lokasi kan. So I would say those are the only new challenges. The challenges are actually all still the same.
It's like that lah. I think daripada dulu pun dia punya challenges sama. Sekarang ni pun challenge dia sama lah.
Sama je. I always tell my people, I kata buat production ni is repetition. Dia buat ulang aja. Cuma perbezaannya cerita yang kita buat. Jadi bila cerita yang kita buat tu, dia punya requirements dia berlainan. In terms of rumah macam mana kita nak cari, office macam mana rupa kita nak cari. Tapi kita tetap kena cari location juga. Dan kita tetap kena ada equipment. Kita tetap kena ada kru, kita tetap kena ada transport. Benda tu tetap. Cuma berapa banyak transport kita perlukan, kru kita siapa yang kita nak pakai, equipment jenis apa kita nak pakai. So, like I said, challenges are the same. It's how, it's just different kind of challenges. Every day is just different.
Understand. Okay, next. What challenges arise in maintaining production quality and standard while facing commercial pressure and changing market demands? I think the markets nowadays is really different from before, right? How does what challenges yang ada? Apa cabaran yang ada bila kita nak kekalkan quality tu untuk kita penuhkan market demand tu?
Kita sekarang ni macam kat Zoo, kita produce, they call it the premium series lah kononnya ya. Dan macam saya punya, kalau saya buat projek untuk View is an OTT platform. So produk kita akan ditayangkan bukan saja di Malaysia. It can be viewed by the rest of the world. Okay, yes. And now audience are exposed to so many different OTT. You've got Netflix, you've got Prime, you've got Disney, you've got Amazon. There's just so many. Okay, everybody is, practically all the studios has got their own streaming OTT. So our challenge now is, for me especially, is make my product is to make the product be international. So in terms of the production quality, that is my challenge. It's not to beat, honestly, it's not to beat the local product, is to beat the overseas, the international market. Because I'm a Korean fan. I'm a Korean drama fan, K-drama fan. And some of the shows, their quality is really, really good. So, and of course lah, cerita-cerita daripada Hollywood and all that, you cannot, memang you can't deny lah, the production quality is so good. So, what I want to do is to make people notice the product. And say that, okay, our product is, Malaysian product ni pun macam international juga. So that is what I want to do with my shows. So hopefully we've met that criteria. But if we've not working hard to make sure that at one point people think that it's not a Malaysian production.
Yeah, I think the challenges is like we have to make sure our product can be praised by other country as well. There's a different, like we have to show the world that Malaysia also have an amazing production team, have an amazing masterpieces like that. I
Yeah.
think that's a challenge just right there.
Yeah. The thing is, to be honest, it's not because bila orang tengok TV, orang tengok cerita, dia tak akan fikir siapa yang kerja dekat belakang tu.
Betul.
Dia akan tengok cerita tu aja. So cerita tu nak kena kalau kita letak cerita luar dengan cerita kita, saya nak orang tengok tu kata, oh cerita ni macam sama je dia punya quality.
Ah.
Saya nak tu.
Hmm.
I want people to watch and say, okay, Malaysia has got the same standard as a
Okay.
Hollywood film or a
Mm-mm.
Korean film.
Mm-mm.
That's where I want to put my shows. So I work very hard. We work very hard to make sure that our picture looks good. Our selection of location looks good on TV, and everything else as much as we can to make it of an international level. So we work very hard, and it's an ongoing thing because again, like I said,
Yes.
there's always a budget issue.
Yes.
To try and make it work. And I think the other thing that we have to, for Malaysians, I think it's we have to, in terms of our story,
Yes. The
we have to
storyline.
make it more Yes, we have to make it more interesting so that the
Yes.
international audience would buy into the story as well. Because
So
orang tak nak
agree.
tengok kita punya you faham kan kita punya
Yes.
drama-drama kita yang kita tengok selalu tu, we have to change those mindset because Kak Zul rasa Malaysians dah suka psychological trailer. I
Yep.
think we like watching fantasy, story macam like a fantasy story, an action thriller. We enjoy watching those things, and um our sensor needs to be a bit more, I think, looser because Kazu selalu I have this contention with people say, oh kita tak boleh ada adegan macam gini pasal kita untuk local, tapi I kata kita kat OTT platform and
Yes.
dekat Malaysia ni siapa je boleh tengok Netflix, and Netflix apa je you boleh nampak. So if you nak control, you have to control. Kalau you risau anak-anak you tengok, janganlah bagi anak you tengok TV. I mean, maybe it's wrong. I pun ada anak-anak juga. Tapi kalau I tak nak diorang tengok, I kata janganlah tengok. Tapi kalau I tahan pun, diorang ada handphone pun, diorang tengok pun, I tak tahu juga.
Yep, betul.
Betul tak? So it's really up to you whether you think you should watch it or not. You can't be controlling semua orang. So, because benda tu jadinya kita tak boleh buat kerja yang kita sepatutnya boleh buat pasal kita kena risaukan apa orang lain fikir.
Betul, faham?
So, you and I, we are all adults. Kalau you tak nak tengok cerita ni, you rasa benda ni akan menjelekkan you punya pandangan ke, tak sesuai untuk you punya naluri ke, don't watch it. I'm not forcing you to watch. Nobody's forcing you to watch. Just turn off the TV. To me, it's as simple as that. We are all adults. We make a choice. Nak tengok, tak nak tengok, we make a choice. And I think, and you should be responsible for your choices. And you should not allow somebody else to tell you what you can do and what you cannot do. If you're in the right frame of mind to think for yourself. It's this straightforward. That's the world that we live in now.
It is called self-censorship actually. It's based on
Exactly.
individual.
Yeah, exactly. You go and censor our film. You tell, lagi censor, it goes on the net, everybody talks about it. Budak kecil 4 tahun pun nak pergi tengok juga. They will go on the net, on their phone, they will still watch it. So, what's the point? You encourage people to watch it when you say don't watch it.
I think back to like the previous kan, kita nak capai standard dengan luar negara tu. Dalam pendapat Kak Zul, adakah kita dah mencapai standard tu ataupun kita masih lagi di bawah macam tu?
Kita, I rasa, with some markets, I think we are already at par. I think it's getting the producers to macam mana nak kata, getting more interesting storylines to be produced But I think people are working, you know, the studios are working towards that. And but I guess the cerita-cerita drama minggu ini, the Akasia and all that will still be there pasal dia ada followers dia.
Betul.
You know, but itulah kadang-kadang because like, you know, budget the drama, the 30 minutes drama, 1 hour drama and all that yang shoot sampai mungkin sampai 26 episod, sampai you know 60 episod and all that. The budget is very small. I wish they would increase the budget for that because it's really susah. It's not easy to shoot because dia pun shoot cerita 1 jam tapi budget dia banyak tu je. You know, and orang sepatutnya jangan buat, tapi ada orang yang boleh buat kan, so kita nak kata tak boleh juga kan. Tapi macam kalau terusan orang buat dengan budget yang kecil macam gitu, then the industry susah nak move lah, because kalau katakan saya charge a certain amount, orang lain kata I boleh buat ni setengah harga pada Kak Zul. You know,
Okay, mesti diorang pilih yang tu.
so dia setengah producer kata aku tak kisahlah rupa elok tak elok asalkan gambar ada. So dia akan pergi dengan tempat yang memurah.
Betul, faham?
Jadi part macam gitu, yelah, you win some, you lose some lah.
I think Malaysia have many ideas, have many like scripts and everything, but the budget is not there. Kalau kita ada budget, then kalau skrip tu kalau contoh kita ada skrip yang hebat macam mana sekalipun tapi budget tu tak ada, dia tak jadi apa juga. Tentu.
Betul.
Okay, I think this is the last question for the sharing session. Last question for you, Kak Zul. How does your production team overcome challenges related to changing regulation and legislation in the entertainment industry?
Well, we're not so I guess kita orang tak berapa merasa lah, because we're doing domestic products production tapi I've also been working on a lot of foreign productions prior to COVID. So our challenges are always, kadang-kadang kita punya guidelines kita akan berubah-ubah. So dia menjadikan foreign production kadang-kadang teragak-agak nak masuk ke Malaysia, nak consider Malaysia pasal dia orang kata regulation dia ni tukar ke tak tukar ni.
Faham?
You know, so itu yang kita orang dah banyak kali cakap dengan the authority. You cannot keep changing your guidelines. So kadang-kadang okay lah, dia kata we never change the guidelines, but kadang-kadang the interpretation of the guidelines yang menjadi confusing. So itu yang kita orang selalu cakap, you cannot just simply scare people away, because kadang-kadang I got a lot of friends yang are actively trying to bring foreign projects in, and even myself also, I'm trying to do some foreign projects, but kadang-kadang the foreign producers ni macam tergagak-agak, because they kata we keep hearing this, we keep hearing that, is your incentive still in place, is it difficult to bring the incentive out, to get the incentive and all that. So for us, it's not the changing regulation or legislation. It's somebody with the authority should be promoting Malaysia to the outside world and saying, yes, we have a rebate and our rebates are really good. We've got amazing locations in Malaysia. We've got really good workforce in Malaysia who is at par with the international standard. Please come to Malaysia and we'll make you as comfortable as possible, because that's what people want to come to. They want to, because kita punya location, we've got amazing location.
Yes.
I shot a series here, Strike Back, just before COVID in 2018. And we shot for, I don't know, 6 months, I think. And the locations were just amazing. Kita, we made Malaysia look like Indonesia, like Pakistan, like Burma, like Thailand, India. We made it look like every part of the world. And they just came to Malaysia to shoot it. So we've got the right kita dah ada geography kita and everything works. We just need the authority to go out there and say, come here, and we won't make life difficult for you.
Yeah, I agree with that because we have a lot of amazing places like Melaka,
Yeah.
Penang, where KL, they can shoot anywhere, but because of the legislation, like regulation that Malaysia has set up, foreign like pelabur daripada luar negara dia
Luar.
macam kita takut untuk melabur sebab kita ada
Yeah.
undang-undang ni.
Yeah.
Kena denda ni macam tu.
Yeah. Yeah. So padahal kita orang kata taklah, dia orang kadang masa dia orang risau kalau orang datang kita kena pakai tudung, kata yeah, it's a Muslim country, but if you're not Muslim it's okay, you don't need to wear the tudung. You know, it's that kind of thing. We have to explain to them and make them feel really comfortable when they come here. So it's all those things that we have to work hard to inform the foreign producers.
I think like if Kak Azul kalau nak buat contoh nak producing satu project kan, kan kita ada regulation like censorship like we mentioned before.
Yeah.
Does that censorship regulation limitkan production Kak Azul?
Usually we are still aware of the do's and don'ts untuk kita punya censors. So when we shoot, we're already aware of that, so we try not to go overboard with it. But kadang-kadang like macam view OTT kan, so they're not actually governed by the LPF, penapisan punya rules and regulation. But we still try and be sensitive lah as much as we can. And Astro has got their own censorships, internal punya censors.
Oh, okay. So kalau macam contoh, if kita nak buat sesuatu projek tu, kita tengok dulu. Okay, kalau platform ni apa regulation dia? Kalau platform ni apa regulation dia? Macam
selalu pun kita dah tahu kan what is sensitive, what are the audience going to be sensitive to. Kadang-kadang pegang tangan, orang dah kahwin pegang tangan and all that, sensitif lah juga. So kita pun kena sensitif lah juga. Kita tengok keadaan lah juga. Kalau dia orang kata, pelakon kata it's okay, then we think it's okay. Dia tak menjengkelkan ke, then we go with it lah. It all depends on the situation, the scene itself. Sesuai ke tak sesuai ke. Yeah.
It depends on the producer, the team. Back lah. Okay, kalau contoh untuk skrip ni sesuai ke tak dengan Malaysia. Kita tengok balik. Kalau kata tak sesuai, maybe kita change. Macam tu lah.
You're asking about our local production, you're asking about the foreign production?
I think kalau Fatin, local lah. Local.
Yeah.
Sebab kita nak tembus local pun macam payah juga tu.
Yeah, local production selalunya kita tengok lah cerita tu perlu ke tak perlu ke, and then kalau tak perlu benda ni boleh diubah ke tidak, that kind of thing. Kalau foreign production, sometimes because foreign production dia kena script needs to be approved by the authority.
Yes.
So usually kalau I read the script and there's some sensitive issue, I negotiate with the producers dulu, tanya whether we can change the script, whether yang ini a bit sensitive, can we make it a bit less sensitive, you give suggestions. So most times they are agreeable to it. If they're not agreeable to it, then I just tell them the script won't be approved. So usually they will ubah sikit and all that, and then you negotiate with the local authority and say it's not going to air kat sini ke, that kind of thing. So you see how you get away with it lah.
Understood. Okay, thank you, Kazu, for the sharing session. I'm sure our audience today learn a lot from you. Fatin as well, learn a lot from you about our production company, production team in Malaysia. Okay, now let's start with Q&A session, shall we, Kak Zul?
Okay.
If you have any question, feel free to unmute your mic and ask your question. If you're able to unmute your mic and ask your question, You also can type in the chat box. I will read it for you. Is there any question?
Hai, Assalamualaikum Kak Zul.
Hai. Salam.
Nak tanya untuk macam production Kak Zul sendiri kan, macam mana Kak Zul cari kru dan macam mana kita yang macam sebagai yang ada pengalaman untuk jadi macam cameraman ke nak masuk dalam satu production tu?
Okay, kalau saya punya production selalunya director saya determined by the whoever starting the project, the studio. So saya when it comes to DOP, director of photography, saya bagi the choice to come from the director himself. So director akan buat dia punya selection. So daripada situ DOP akan select dia punya own team, kru-kru yang akan bekerja dengan dia. Dia akan bagi saya nama, then we both like, usually I will just agree with whoever they are comfortable with. In terms of the rest of the team, kita tengok kesesuaian cerita lah. Art department mana, art director mana, costume, makeup and hair and all that, tengok macam mana. Macam saya punya production team, usually saya akan pilih orang yang saya dah comfortable, yang tahu dengan cara kerja kita orang lah.
Okay, anyone else want to ask question before I read on the chat box? Okay, I will read question at the chat box Kak Zul? Okay,
Alright.
ada daripada Hong Ni Chong. Does it need permission from the local authorities if you want to do the drone shot in public spaces?
Well, it depends on where you are. Around the vicinity of KLCC, you need to apply for a permit. There's a range, a distance that they don't allow you to be close to KLCC. And even actually working around KL, you need to get permission. The city center, you need to get permission for drones. Same goes for helicopter flying as well. You need to get permission. But if it's an open space and all that, that's usually the smaller drones. I see a lot of people just just go in and try their luck. If they get caught, they run away or whatever. The other area is Putrajaya as well has got a no drone zone as well. So within those areas you have to check with the authorities.
So it based on the places lah, at the
Yeah,
location
it based on the
lah.
places. Kalau open space and all that, it's not a problem. But I know KL City Centre is a bit of a sensitive area, and Putrajaya City Centre pun a bit of a sensitive area because it's a government area kan.
Okay,
Yeah.
faham. So next question, Kak Zul, what is the minimum budget to produce a movie? Minimum
There's
budget.
There's no minimum budget. I think people have done a movie for 500,000, even for 300,000. People have done a movie for 20,000. 200, for 4 million, 20 million, 300 million, 1 billion, I heard, for Fast and Furious, the latest Fast and Furious. So there's no budget. It really depends on how much you have and what your story is. But if you're trying to write a story, make sure you write a story that's within your budget lah, kalau sebolehnya.
Kalau Kak Zul sendiri paling besar lah, budget paling besar Kak Zul pernah produce, budget dia berapa?
About 6.5.
Oh, 6.5 million.
Yeah.
Untuk apa, cerita apa tu?
Tak boleh cakap.
6.5. So kira-kira kita
But this was a
minimum
few
tu
years
tak ada
back.
lah.
Minimum, tak ada. It's all depends. Ada yang cerita-cerita yang indie films tu yang the budgets are not very big, but they kept the story simple and they shot it well, and the story just the film still made it is doing well. So alhamdulillah. So the producers know what they're doing.
Okay, next question. Kak Zul, morning. May I ask what software or tools does your team rely on to ensure efficient and seamless post-production workflows?
Oh, yo. I'm not so thorough with post production because I usually let my post people handle it, but we usually use Premiere.
Okay.
Is it your editing apa Premiere kan? We use the Premiere for editing, and then it usually for online it really depends on whether we've got heavy VFX involved. Kalau yang straightforward tu usually online pun they use Premiere and they use After Effects. Yeah. Kalau then reading, I think we usually work on nowadays what I think Premium juga sekarang Premiere juga dia orang buat reading.
Okay. So kira yang paling biasalah kita tengok selalu kan
Yeah.
dekat production mana-mana pun apa tu memang Premiere Pro dengan
Yeah.
After Effect. Dua
Yeah.
tu je lah. Faham.
But obviously kalau
Ah.
ada VFX and all that, especially apa tu, they probably use more canggih stuff, which don't ask me, I'm not so sure.
Next, Kak Zul. Good morning, Kak Zul. I am a bit curious about the salary range in Malaysia for people who engage in this industry. I'm curious as well.
Well, the thing is, I think what I would say to you all, don't be curious, do the work first. Because, you know, the money comes with experience. Yeah. So, you know, because from my experience, I didn't go to university, I didn't go to college, you know, but I've been in industry for this long. And the money comes with the experience. So, I mean, you guys lucky, you all will be grads and whatnot. But seriously, when we pay salaries, we don't, you know, in this industry, I don't look at how high your qualification is how much experience you have. That's the most important thing. And if you're learning, it's the knowledge that you gain on the production that will, you know, depend on how much you earn. The longer you stay in the industry.
So the apa yang paling penting adalah gain experience.
Yeah, experience. And
banyak
the thing is,
apa?
you know, but production, production is not for everybody. Because it's long hours, you know, kena marah, kena halau and all that. You know, you have to live with all those things. But you know, so you don't ask me how much, you know, do you get paid? Because you ask, sometimes people will say it's just not worth it, lah, actually. But you know, people stay in the industry because they love it, they enjoy it.
The passion.
Yeah, so it's the passion. Yeah, it's no passion. It's you're wasting your time.
Yes.
Yeah.
So next question. Morning and salam Kak Zul. I am wondering what kind of script or story that you will be looking at for your next project. Any chances for a newcomer work with you? Thanks. From Kentan.
Independent pictures for now, we do not do content. But if anybody has got an interesting script, an interesting idea, you can share it with me. What I'll do is I will share it with the studios, you know, with people that I work with Viewer, with Astro, to see whether they find it interesting. And from there, you know, if they select your ideas, then maybe it can develop into something. So that's something that I can do for you guys if you have something that is interesting that you want to share with me. Just get my contacts from NURUL and I'll take it from there.
Alright, so next, good morning Kak Zul. How do you manage data storage and backup processes to safeguard the project assets and prevent loss or corruption of files? Thank you.
Okay. I'm very kiasu. I actually my storage is one of the most expensive one. I use the G rate. And we have, you know, on a daily basis, it's a lot of space that we use. What I do is I always take home I personally take home 1 copy of all my rushes every day, and 1 stays with my DIT guy. So I've got 2. And on top of that, we send our rushes to the editors almost on a daily basis. So, and rushes meaning they get a copy of the proxy file, which is a smaller file, and my editor also gets a copy of the raw file. So on a daily basis, I have actually 3 sets of whatever footage that I've shot.
Mm,
So that's how
daily
kiasi. Usually it's 2 sets. At least I have 2 sets. But on this show, because my editor requested to have another set, so I've actually got 3 sets of footage on a daily basis.
Thank you, Kak Azul. Next, are there any initiative or incentive in place to encourage local film production and boost the competitiveness of Malaysian films in the global market? Thank you.
There is
Mhm.
there is the incentive, which is, you know, a lot of production apply for it, because like katakan, it's a rebate that FIMI, filming in Malaysia industry gives out, which is a 30% cash rebate for domestic shows within some guidelines that spend more than 1.5 million in Malaysia. And then untuk foreign production is about 5 million spent in Malaysia. And then if you go to the FINAS punya website, you can see that they give out a lot of, they've got this DKD incentive, which, you know, you've got for young filmmakers, you've got for experienced filmmakers. Welcome back. So there's actually banyak that the government is giving out, you know, incentive and all that. So students, you need to just go to the website, check it out and see what works for you guys.
Okay. Ada soalan. Kak Azul, ada tak final product yang paling memorable and why?
I've got so many. Every one of my show is my baby. It's memorable to me because it brings a lot of different experience for me. My first film was Hooray Hooray.
I love that
was
movie.
that was back in 2012, I think it came out. So that was my first film, and it was a musical. And I think I've never shot a film before, and I obviously not shot a musical film before. So there was a lot of challenges, and I worked with Saw Tiong Hin, who's a good friend of mine, who he directed Putri Gunung Ledang, which was in the million juta punya budget, you know. So so I produced that for him. So I was very excited for it. So that's my baby. But you know, then I went on to produce a few more other films, whether under independent pictures or through other companies. And obviously I worked on Marco Polo season 2. That was my biggest, I would say, experience, you know, on a production. The scale of the production was just so big that Kak Zu masuk pun Kak Zu pulak. You know, it was just so amazing to tengok the sets and whatnot. So, you know, I enjoy production. And I enjoy being on set. I enjoy the pain, the you know, the separation that we all go through and all that on set. So every job is memorable in different ways to me, because it just gives me more experience to gain.
Okay,
So
like
I wouldn't.
most of Kak Zu punya produk kan, mana yang paling bagi Kak Zu challenging daripada segi penghasilan ke, daripada segi shooting, things like that.
Dia semuanya challenging pasal semuanya mesti tak cukup duit. So, so bila you dah habis cerita tu, you dah habis shoot, you dah habis benda tu dah keluar, then you tengok benda tu keluar on air, and then you rasa macam, oh, okay, we did it. You know, we did what we managed to get what we wanted to do. So, and we worked so hard, you know, the sleepless night, the long hours, the bergaduh, kena marah, kena halau and all that. Semua jadi berbaloi. Itu masalah Kak Zu. Kak Zu bila men-shoot, Kak Zu stress. Bila Kak Zu marah-marah, dan bila kita tengok produk tu, kita kata, oh, okay, you know. So this is where, you know, this is what it came to. So, you know, my latest one macam nenek. It was like, at one point, I was like cakap dengan the producer, viewer said, boleh tak kita pergi Europe aja shoot benda ni? Mana aku nak cari mansion, you know, rumah agam dekat Malaysia yang macam ini rupa, dia kata. I said, you go Europe? I said, you know, settle my problem. Of course, we had no money lah kan. I said, no, you look for something in Malaysia. So, you know, Yusri, I dengan the team, we pergi dapat satu location sampai, you just imagine, we only found that location like about a week or two before we started shoot. We saw that location, but we knew that it was so much work to do to the location to make it work. So kita pergi cari tempat-tempat lain and all that. And then, you know, we found one place, we said, okay, we can make this work. And then, but we were still looking. Then finally, somebody sent me this photo again, and I shared it with Yusri, and you said, Kak Zu, this one will require a lot of setback. I said, I know, but I said, I think this is the way to go. So we decided to go with that. And yeah, we got a different, you know, we got our rumah agam. It looked like nothing that anybody will find in Malaysia. We got it lah. So kita happy lah. Macam itulah.
I think apa yang cerita apa nenek bokok tiga tu pun I'm amazed by the like apa yang penjara tu kan. How does that?
Okay.
Macam mana?
Penjara tu kat Taman Botani ni ada banyak rumah-rumah kampung tau. Dan rumah kampung dia punya tiang di bawah rumah tu tinggi kan. So masa kita orang reki untuk rumah agam tu, I cakap dengan Yusri, dia kata, rumah ni orang boleh jalan dekat bawah, tak payah tunduk. Boleh tak kita buat penjara kita kat bawah rumah ni? So, rumah dia besar. So dia kata, why not? So kita orang dandan tu, kita orang ukur, tengok cukup space untuk nak buat 8 sel. So rumah tu actually, penjara kita buat kat bawah rumah kampung.
Maksudnya dalam location yang sama juga?
Location sebelah yang tempat yang kita buat rumah agam tu, kita guna rumah kampung kat sebelah dia tu, kita buat bawah dia tu, kita tak pakai kat atas, kita buat kat bawah dia. Kat bawah rumah tu, kat tiang-tiang bawah rumah tu, kita bina dinding dan kita buat ruang sel penjara.
Okay, Kak Zul, ini question for Fatin sendirilah. What criteria must be? Apa kriteria perlu ada untuk seorang producer drama ataupun filem? Kriteria.
Macam mana? Degil, tak masuk ajar, tak tahu malu, tak cukup tidur. No, you have to be persistent. Almost never say no to the answer. To say no to anything. Do not take no for an answer, but know that sometimes you need to, you always have a plan A and a plan B and a plan C and a plan B and then whatever else the plan is, and all the plan needs to be able to work for you. Have good people around you who you trust, because on the shoot you need a strong backup to make things happen for you. It's not a one-man show. No producer can function solo. Okay, you need to have a good strong team working with you. And Alhamdulillah, I've managed to get really good people working on my project. At least we've trained up a lot of good people as well for the future. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, Kak Zul, for the Q&A session. It looks like we have covered all of our questions. Mrs. Zurina, is there anything else you wanted to cover before we end our webinar? Like bagi kata-kata akhir lah untuk semua yang hadir
Kata-kata
pada
akhir.
webinar hari ini.
Tak ada apa-apa sangat. If you guys, I'm shooting for the next 2 months or 4 months. If you guys are in KL, kalau you datang nak datang melawat tengok set ke apa ke, let me know. Kalau bersesuaian, you can come and have a look at how we run the show. You're always welcome, but give me the heads up because I need to inform my team. Production ni kan, when you're working on production in whatever sense, I think the most important to last long is to have the passion for it. The passion to tell a story, the passion to work hard to make your story happen. And always remember, it's whatever experience you gain is not just any experience. It's an experience that will help you along the line. The longer you stay in the industry, make friends, don't make enemies. Never say you'll never work with this person again because you never know when you're going to meet that person. Don't work for the money because the money will come when you have the experience, and if you're good enough, people will pay you for what you know, for what you have within you, for your knowledge. Yeah, it's that. If you don't have, and then be ready for long hours. Be ready for no family time, no shopping time, sometimes no eating time. It's a lot of hard work, but that's why you have to have the passion, you have the love for it to stay on in it. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Kak
I'm
Zo. So before
talking
we
from a
end,
production. Yeah.
yes. I think that's really helpful for us because we think that when we are in production team, we can like it's really fun because jumpa artis, jumpa pelakon apa semua, but we don't know how much hard work is needed to be in a production team. I think it's really for me as well. It's really helpful because I think okay, production team jumpa artis, jumpa pelakon, kita akan jumpa yang kita minat apa semua, tapi orang tak tahu kerja keras di sebalik jadi dalam one of the production team like that.
Okay, I'll just give you a view of my set now, yeah. That's my production team there. And I'll take you around. That's the number of vehicle that I have. That's some of the actors that I have on set today.
Oh, we cannot see because your background is blur, so.
Blur, eh? Okay. So yeah, so that's my set today.
So I think for everyone that interested in in joining a production team, this is what you have to ada kriteria, kena kerja keras, kena rajin, jangan fikirkan money je macam tu. You must have the passion lah to to produce something, produce drama or movie like that.
Or maybe actually, Fatin, maybe it's just for me. Maybe you all should also try the other production houses and see what difference it is. Because I've got a different way of running my production as well.
Okay, noted. Okay, so before we end, Kak Zo, let's take a group photo for some memories, shall we?
Okay.
Everyone who can open your camera, feel free to do so. So we can do photo session.
I don't know. You all take my photo and you send to me, okay?
All right. I will send it to Nurul. Nurul will send to you. That's Nurul.
Where's Nurul?
Then Nurul AZMI.
Hi, Nurul. Hi.
I'm very sorry, disturbing you through Instagram.
It's okay. You were persistent. That was good.
Thank you.
There is our lecturer, Dr. Aslawati.
Where?
Hi, Ponzu.
Mana? Wait, I can't see. Oh, hi. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam, Ponzu. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thank you for joining this event today.
No problem. I hope sedikit you all get some information.
Yeah.
A lot actually.
Many.
But it's my point of view, yeah?
Okay,
So everyone ready to open? Yang open dah? Dia tak open eh? Oh, dia open. Okay.
Okay, siapa
Okay,
yang buat
ready.
final year nak buat internship, write into my company.
Jom. Okay, ready? In count of 3, 3, 2, 1. Dia tangkap tak? Dia tangkap kan? Okay, lagi sekali. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Thank you everyone. Thank you again. Kak Zu, please give
Thank
a
you.
hand to Mr. Zurina today for our topic today. It's really mind-blowing sharing session for us. We appreciate you being here. We also like to thank everyone who made this webinar possible. Thanks again
you.
for joining us today. I'm FARAHANIM and see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you, Kak Zo.
Thank you, Kak Zo. Betul. Thank you, doktor.
Thank you, Doktor.
Welcome. Congrats you all.
Thank you,
Good job.
Doktor.
Okay tak tadi? Ikut.
Ya je.
Tacun.
Sorry tadi.
Doktor, ada saya saya ada tanya kat doktor pasal tu. Due date individual content analysis.
Kan hari tu I dah ni kan? Dah
Lepas tu ubah kan?
dia
Lepas tu
jadi
kita orang
ubah kan?
dia cari 12 balik. Tak tahu.
Tak apalah, nanti I tengok balik. Kadang dia dia ni juga tu. Kok dia tak ubah ke macam mana kan? Dalam WN tu.
Saya tak buat apa
So
lagi ni.
nanti you boleh buat ni lah, postmortem kan? Then report. Okay, it's okay lah sebab you, apa pun Zurina dia dah cover macam pre-production, process kan, planning, then the production, post-production kan. Okay lah, you boleh tahu macam mana the real process kan in the production tu. Best kan bila dah sharing experience dengan apa industri punya person kan.
Dia macam kita fikir benda tu senang, actually benda tu susah, nak cari location, nak cari budget.
So dia kata production is not for everyone. So hanya yang ada passion je boleh masuk situ. So dalam production tak ada macam when you get the arahan tu kan, you just do it je. You tak boleh nak complain, banyak complain kan. Just do it je. Kalau you banyak complain semua, the next tu production tak akan ambil you dah as a crew kan. Bila you dah perform, bila you dapat masuk production tu as a crew kan, kalau you perform elok, you buat je apa yang production suruh, sebab the production team tu dia dah ada banyak pengalaman. So you just do it je. The second project you akan dapat. The next project you akan dapat. Diorang panggil je you. The first production you involve tu, you just do it je apa yang diorang nak kan. So kalau you banyak complain ni, you complain, orang tak akan, lepas tu the next project orang tak akan pilih you dah. Dalam production macam tu, dia macam kalau apa Puan Zu kata, Kak Zu kata macam duit tu kan. You tak perlu argue berapa dia orang nak bagi. Bila you dah dapat satu projek, insya-Allah you perform elok, next project dia orang akan bagi. So dia punya salary tu akan naik lah. Kan?
Faham. Yang kita orang nak buat postmortem tapi line tak clear.
Boleh buat postmortem next face to face kan.
Kita orang buat postmortem face to face. Nak tak gambar ke Jimin? Boleh? Sekejap Fatin. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. Okay, lagi sekali. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Dan siapa nak pergi lunch? Jom.
Okay, thank you semua. Have a nice
Thank you,
day.
doktor.
Thank you, Doktor.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Nanti saya akan bagi link recording ni.